Nightingale allows us to explore a variety of different realms, but in the beginning after the tutorial you have to pick one of three: the forest, desert, or swamp biomes. I'm going to quickly go over each one of these locations, the pros and cons, to help you pick out your starting area. So let's get into it. So you know ahead of time, I'm going to be using some footage of the tutorial areas, all three of these different areas I mentioned at the beginning of the video, and not the actual footage from these different biomes, so you can experience them for the first time yourself. And with that, I'm going to start off with the forest biome, which I'm going to easily say is the easiest starting biome that you can pick after you're done with the tutorial. There's a lot of different things that are already available to you, easy to find throughout this entire biome, and it really just is a beginner's paradise. You can easily find a bunch of different raw materials to build your base, build easy makeshift weapons, and easy to explore as well without different monsters, different animals attacking you out of nowhere, unlike some of the other biomes you can start in. Wood, easy to harvest and kill animals for bone and meat, and also a bunch of different raw materials such as tin and quartz, but these two items don't do a whole ton of help for you when crafting certain things, unlike some of the other biomes. I'm keeping this as simple and bare bone as possible so you can experience this area for the first time, but in short, the forest biome is perfect for someone that doesn't have a lot of experience in survival games, and Nightingale doesn't really hold your hand outside of the tutorial, so this is perfect for someone that, again, doesn't have a lot of experience in these survival-based games. Moving on to the biome that I ended up actually picking for my first playthrough of this game is the desert biome. And as you're going to tell between the forest biome, it's a lot different from the lush green tree-full area to the completely desolate area that, of course, you're going to have inside of a desert. You'll have to deal with the fact you won't have a lot of sticks and plant fiber around you, and also the fact you're constantly getting hot, which can be countered by doing a couple different things like finding shade or using an umbrella that you can find throughout the tutorial. I mention this because the tutorial area of the desert biome is a lot different than what you actually have to deal with in the desert biome. There's a lot more trees and some water, and you don't find that very often in this desert biome. There are more hostile enemies, a lot more barren open areas than the forest biome, and also with that, you're not going to have a lot of resources easily available. But on the other side of that, the resources you do find are going to be a little bit more higher quality than some of the stuff you're going to find in the forest, such as the tin. Inside of the desert, you're going to find more copper veins than you are anything else, which is super helpful when crafting higher level tools. Overall, if you want a little bit of a challenge but not something that's going to make you hate the game right from the start, I definitely recommend using the desert biome. Plus, if you like to build bases like I do, the desert biome's open area gives a lot of area for creativity with your base. Food for thought, of course. But moving on to the final biome you can start off in, and probably the most difficult, is the swamp biome. Now, before you start critiquing about this particular biome, as there's a lot of good stuff with it as well, there's also a lot of things that can hinder your experience right from the get-go. For example, anytime you go into deep water in this biome, you're going to start catching a disease. Doesn't explain which one, doesn't matter, because as soon as you hit that middle bar on the disease counter, you're going to start seeing your health tick very quickly, which is surprising how fast the health tick goes with how slow the disease bar goes down. Very dangerous. It's really easy to get yourself killed just by walking around this area. Not to mention that, again, there's a variety of different aggressive predators in this area, such as some of the hippos and the fighting kangaroos that you see inside of the tutorial attacking you in this area. And even though there are some nasty negatives, there's a lot of positives as well. You have a lot of different trees, a lot of different fiber plants that you can get for farming those different items for a lot of different things you have to craft in the game. Plus, there are a lot of different rock minerals that you can farm as well in this area, though I don't know how helpful they are. I personally haven't had a lot of time playing with those. You'll have to tell me down in the comments if you pick this biome. I have seen that the swamp biome is the most rich biome for materials, such as the ones I just listed, but at the same time, you're getting fought a lot of the time, and if you're not prepared or used to this kind of fighting in survival based games, you're going to have a hard time in the beginning. So that makes it the most difficult, especially for a beginner. But if this isn't your first survival game experience, this might be the biome that you want to pick out, but having a base in this area is also going to be more difficult, so keep that in mind as well. Nonetheless, it's a fun biome. As I played through it only a little bit, and I can see it having a lot more potential than maybe the forest biome does. Overall, my goal for this video is to keep it short, concise, and not spoil a lot for you guys as you start your journey through Nightingale's multiple different worlds that we get to explore. And picking your very first biome is very important. So I hope you guys did find this helpful. If you did, let me know down in the comments which one you ended up picking, and I wish you luck as you start your adventure. I'll catch you guys in the next one.